Animal Crossing. Thoughts?
I don't play Animal Crossing. I don't do it.
You don't play Animal Crossing? Well, I have witnessed much Animal Crossing, actually.
I have not witnessed a single bit of Animal Crossing.
Oh, well, that's kind of, that's on you.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's kind of shitty.
No, that's just on you. You can change that whenever you want. How about that?
I could, but I have more pressing matters at hand.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Doom.
Okay, that was unnecessary. But you know what? You got your point across. Doom.
We haven't even done an intro yet.
No. I mean, I feel like we were just kind of giving them a meaty talk show intro. We're in mid conversation, and thus that is why this is the intro right now. Hello, everybody.
Oh my God, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live from our studio at home.
Yes.
Hope
Our private
everybody's
studio.
staying safe out there. Hope nobody has coronavirus.
Oh God.
But
Please,
you know what? That's not the type of podcast we have right now. Because last time I checked, we are known as AWIG in Gaming.
Yes. So this is gaming, and the ever so occasional bit where we do talk about day-to-day happenings, and I feel like coronavirus is affecting everyone. So make sure you stay home, wash your hands. If you go outside, don't touch your face and such. Listen to doctors.
Sure you listen to doctors, sterilize everything, wash your hands, sanitize everything you have, and even your dog. Just get the hand sanitizer, just lather the dog and hand sanitizer.
I mean, that's just a reason to touch your dog, and you can do that anyways. But
or you could do the combo of whenever you touch something, hand sanitizer. Touch something, wash your hands. So you touch your phone, wash your hands. You touch your dog, hand sanitizer. You touch your phone again, hand sanitizer.
I feel like he's lost his mind. How does our audience feel about this?
I feel like we've all lost our minds, but we can get him back.
And how do we do that?
Clicking that like button and subscribing to this channel and to more of our podcasts.
I didn't realize we were doing ad reads now.
We're doing ad reads because this podcast is brought to you by
nothing. We don't have sponsors. I'm sorry. We can shut that down right now. Oh my god. All right. Anyways, there are more important things to talk to you. This week has been, well, these last couple of weeks have been a true test in our resolve, our patience, and a few games came out to save our lives. And a few, meaning a couple. There were two. There were two games that came out Friday of last week. Because at the moment that we're recording this, it is currently Wednesday, the 25th of March. Ow. I just punched my coffee mug. Ow! That hurts so much.
That's a good thing. You know what? I'll take it from here before you start punching other things.
I didn't do it on purpose, though. But okay, you can do it. You can take it from here.
So we haven't been, recording or producing any new podcasts these last couple of weeks because we've had kind of a roller coaster. You know, we've gotten sick, not with corona, but we just had colds and all that, so we weren't feeling so good. So all those weeks of gaming that you wanted us to talk about, not gonna happen.
Tabled. Sorry. We'll come back to it. There's a lot of stuff that we can go. We can do like an end of the month recap of what happened.
Yeah, who knows? We can explore different formats with this show. You're just going to have to let us know in the comments what you want from us, and we'll do it, because we'll be your dancing monkeys.
All right. Didn't know we were going that far, but I'm down for it. Let's go.
But today's episode is kind of a special episode, because we're not really talking about anything gaming news related, as I kind of alluded to. We're just talking
shorter of a podcast, because this is just literally us gushing about the game that both of us have been waiting for, and maybe we might talk about Animal Crossing just a little bit. But the main point of today's podcast
is that we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 6.
Oh,
Fantastic
6?
game.
Oh,
Fantastic
6?
game.
6? Are you sure? Did you have a stroke? Like,
I think
you
I
mouth
might
trip?
have.
Did you have a mouth trip? Just you
Yeah,
thought of it. You thought of one game, but it just didn't come out like that. No.
yeah,
All right.
you're right. I think I might have had a mini stroke, and I thought of Resident Evil 6 for some reason. But in all seriousness, the game we're talking about today is not Animal Crossing, but Doom.
Doom Eternal, to be
Doom Eternal, to
precise.
be specific.
Yes.
I mean, I could go on about the whole Doom franchise at this point.
Yeah.
I could take like 5 hours to tell everybody why Doom is so great and why everybody should be playing it. It should be the #1 best-selling game franchise on the planet, and that everyone needs to stop what they're doing and just give all their time and money to id Software in their games.
You heard the man. He's gone off. I've lost him. I can't get him back now. It's too late for us.
Yeah, you're gonna have to throw a harpoon and reel me in.
Yep. But even then, it's not gonna work. But anyways.
But you know, it is gonna work.
To pull in some facts that I've come across since the launch of Doom Eternal, it has shattered its own records from 2016.
As be expected.
Yep. What else? It has over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam.
Wow, that's a lot of Steam players.
Yeah. And I think those are the two facts that I came across today while scouring the internet for things to talk about.
Well, I'll give you another fact.
Yeah?
I bought the collector's edition of the game.
And? What?
And unfortunately, the PC version did not come with a Steam code. It came with the code for Bethesda's own launcher, which I feel is a little bit of a downside.
I mean, it depends on how you feel about the Bethesda launcher, right?
Don't really like it.
Okay, all right.
It's hot take. Don't really like it.
Let us know what you think of the Bethesda launcher in the comments below.
Because I would have much preferred a Steam key, because that's where my vast library is, and that's where I have all the other Doom games.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't even get my pre-order bonus that was promised to me by EV Games.
And what was that?
A free copy of Doom 64 and some DLC for the game. But I've already emailed them. I'm already handling that situation right now, so maybe I'll update you, dear viewers, if I ever get my code or not.
Yes.
But
we shall see.
We shall see, exactly. But to jump from all that aside, one thing we will note for this is that this is... I really wouldn't say this is going to be spoilery, because we're
going to try our best.
We're going to try our best to not spoil anything for you, dear viewers, because we haven't done the end part yet. We're both kind of waiting for the end, basically.
Yeah.
We're just gathering some resources, powering ourselves up before we tackle that final mission, because it seems like it's going to be a doozy.
I may have heard a something, but I don't want to say anything because I feel like we should both come to it naturally.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that from the trailers they've released, the Icon of Sin is going to come back.
Yep. That's what I heard. And
they even showed him in the trailer, so it's not really much of a spoiler to say that.
Well, I did not see that, but I heard of it. I have heard things about it, so I was trying my best not to listen and just come across it and be like, oh, look, it's the Icon of Sin. Cool, I'm going to kill that.
We're going to get plenty of time to kill it in the near future, don't you worry.
Yes, of course. Of course.
But we just want to kind of highlight the game itself. Like we're going to talk mostly about the single player campaign and the aspects that we love and new stuff from that's different from the 2016 version. And at the end, we'll give you a little bit of multiplayer breakdown because I have played a couple games. My compadre partner has not.
I have been very focused on the single player campaign, trying to collect all of the secrets and such.
I've been doing that too, but I've still made time for multiplayer, so you're just 4 ahead.
Maybe I am. maybe I just enjoy the single player more than the multiplayer, but who knows?
I mean, I totally agree.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to try out all aspects of the game. I mean, you did pay, you slapped down your $80 or however much you spent on it. You got to try it all. You got to try it all.
Yep.
You gotta have.
You gotta have an equal amount of hours in a game as you spent money on said
exactly.
Game. That's how you do it.
Oh, for me, I'm gonna need to put a lot of hours in the game because
you spend $200, I think.
Try more 300.
Ooh. Canadian markup. Forgot. Canadian dollar. Actual garbage. Actual Monopoly money. You're spending Monopoly money. That's literally what you're getting. When you're in Canada, Monopoly money.
So here's my Monopoly money.
Here, take my Monopoly money. I need
this. I feel like that's bad advice to any of our non-Canadian viewers.
Yes. Don't actually, bring Monopoly money. Just expect if you're coming, don't leave your country, first of all. But
yeah. Just stay where you are right now because the conditions are bad. But
main point is our money is not worth that much.
No, it's not.
So that's where that joke came from. Moving on. Let's focus on Doom. Where should we start? If we are going to cover a game without spoiling anything, then let's talk about it whilst also having maybe some gameplay during this discussion.
Oh, don't worry. I'll have some gameplay thrown into the video.
Excellent.
They're probably already watching gameplay right now, even. Look at the glorious gameplay. Oh, you see that? Oh, is there a BFG right there? Oh, you should use that.
You'd better put a BFG in. That's just bait.
No, all right. I am gonna bait them.
Oh God! All right. Now, for everyone who has played a Doom game, this game is fantastic. If you don't mind me starting, James, just because I'm gushing. I honestly, from the moment that I started the game, and that was midnight of launch day, it is the smoothest, most cleanest first-person shooter game I have ever played in my entire life. And that's saying something. I've played Quake, Unreal, Halo, Call of Duty, Borderlands, you name it. I have played a lot of first-person shooter games. And let me tell you, Doom, it takes the cake. It is the best. Bar none. That is it. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised to hear that from you because between our friend group, you're more of the first-person shooter guy because you're the ones that, like you said before, you've played the granddaddies, you play them all basically, like.
Yeah.
But I have nothing, or I don't really think I have anything to add to it, but I will definitely agree with that. It is definitely smooth. Like, out of all the first-person shooters I've ever played in my lifetime, Doom Eternal just gets it right while also doing more to make me, feel more in control and feel like I'm not just at the game's mercy. Like, it's given me the tools and the guns to be able to dispatch my enemies, and it basically makes you think how you want to play, where do you want to, like, use your ammo or your power-ups or anything like that, and it makes you it basically makes you think about what you're doing and how you want to do it, unlike most other first-person shooter games.
Yeah, it gives you the tools, and the way that the game, from the start of it, it will introduce you to enemy types one by one. And eventually you will get to rooms where you have like 6 or 7 of the mini guys, like the mini demons that you can chainsaw for ammo. That actually brings me to another point. In this game, the chainsaw, the grenade, the flame belch, there are many different tools in your arsenal to keep your health and ammo and shields up, because this is a classic id game where you do not have to pick up anything. It's all just kind of sucked up into you and you just run around and shoot stuff. That is the point of the game. But the way that the game is structured is you start with the mini demons that the game teaches you, oh, these guys are useful for glory kills for health, chainsaw kills to get your ammo back, flame belch plus a glory kill just to have your shields and your health come back to you all at once. And then as the game progresses, you get into the super heavy demons, the like big bosses that will frequently come at you. And it will feel frustrating at first. However, the more you play and the more you think about your weapon arsenal and how you can switch from one weapon to another, is just, it's like the game wants you to feel like the most badass thing in existence. Nothing can stop you. You're a monster. That's my gush. That's it, James. I gotta sit back because I could talk about this game for hours.
Well, I'll definitely take the reins here from you, but even like, it's just honestly overall a much smoother and cleaner experience, and even like the guns have been kind of like worked over from the last game. Like when in the 2016 version, we used to have guns like like the mini little pistol, and even fuck, I'm trying to remember.
Oh, is it one of the plasma guns? Was
Yes,
it like the was it the ballista thing
no.
looking?
Well,
Oh,
it's a replacement to it, or the ballista replaced it. Gauss cannon, that's what it was. The Gauss cannon.
yes, the Gauss
They took
cannon.
out
That's it.
the Gauss cannon and the little mini pistol, and honestly, I feel like the pistol wasn't even really that useful in the 2016 version. Like, you never really used it, only if you were in a panic.
Mm-hmm.
And the Gauss cannon, it was great, but the ballista is even better. And I think they've even some of the like weapons that are still in the game in Eternal from the last game, they kept some of the upgrades and all that, but have just made everything better. Like, for example, the super shotgun now has a meat hook, and
Mm-hmm.
you can use it to latch on to enemies, bring them towards you, or swing yourself around. Basically, it works out because it's more of a strategic kind of option to use, because it does set, or you can get an upgrade that sets fire to the enemies when you meat hook them.
Yep.
And overall, the weapons definitely have been reworked. The gameplay itself, like, you have new abilities, like you still have your double jumps, but you also have the new dash mechanic now. You have your flame belch. You still have your grenades, but you also have an ice bomb as well. Like, it feels like they've given you more options to basically deal with demons and all that, but they don't give you so much that you feel like you're completely overpowered. Like, you still have a set amount of ammo and a set amount of charges for your frag grenades or ice bombs, and even there's a new blood punch power up as well. Like, they've just given you so much like new and cool toys to play with, and they've also brought in new enemies as well for the game. Like, I think the Dread Knight, the cybernetic looking one with the fire blades, I think he's a new
Yep.
enemy.
The Dread Knight is. how can I describe it? It's kind of like the Baron Light. It's like a Baron of Hell,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the light version. It's the baby version before you fight the Baron of Hell.
Oh god. And they've also added new other enemies like the Whiplash, who is apparently the first female demon of the franchise.
And honestly, one of the most annoying enemies, in my opinion.
He's so fucking annoying. And
that's
they've also
the feared one, the one that we don't want to talk about, the Marauder.
Which one's that? Oh, the Marauder. Oh, fuck.
Yes.
God, I still have PTSD flashbacks to when I first fought the Marauder.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Honestly, for as far as villains and enemies in Doom, the Marauder is one of the worst. And I hate it. But at the same time, I love it because it just adds the nastiest difficulty cap for you. It's like, oh, you can smack every enemy you've ever seen the entire game, and then a Marauder shows up and you have no idea what you need to do. Like, well, that's how it feels.
Yeah, like the Marauder is I think we kind of alluded to before that, that Doom Eternal is more of a thinking man's game. And the Marauder is one of those enemies that actually incorporates that kind of mindset and strategic element to the game because, again, with all the other enemies, you can just shoot them till they die, but the Marauder, no, you have to actually think because if you're too far away, he'll start lobbing like axe beams at you, but if you're too close, he'll shoot you with a shotgun, and either way, he'll block your shots. And also, he's immune from super weapons, so even like your BFG, when he has a shield up, won't work.
Which is awful.
I know, it's so awful. So that's another reason why, like, it's just so like, even though yes, I hate the Marauder, but again, he causes you to like think about your strategy and how to actually effectively defeat him because he's basically one of the new enemies that is definitely a pain in the ass. I speaking of new enemies, the Doom Hunter.
Yeah.
He's a new one as well, and he's not really like too hard.
I mean, he's new, but he's also a callback, is he not? The Doom Hunter?
A callback to what though?
I mean,
he says as he frantically types, like, "Oh God."
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Because I don't remember the Doom Hunter being a callback to anything Doom related, but he is one of the newer enemies. He has a cool design for sure. Like he's basically a demon with a rocket launcher, a chainsaw on a floating little on a floating device. I'll probably be throwing in pictures as we're talking about them while we're talking about them. But he's one of the new enemies, but he's also, when you first fight him, he's also a boss as well. Like he's actually a legitimate boss fight, and he's not really too hard, but he can get annoying because like you first have to use the plasma gun on him, take down his shields, and then you can start hitting him in for the damage and all that. So he's not really too much of a departure like the Marauder is from your other enemies, but he's still definitely someone to like to watch out for when he spawns in.
Yeah, that the Doom Hunter is one thing that you need to look out for, but there is also the Archvile, which I honestly hated the first time I played. Like the first time I met one, that was the worst experience of my life because I couldn't find him. And I saw that things were being spawned in, and it took me a second to click that an Archvile was there. But when it hit, I was frantically running around the map trying to find him. It was one of the funniest experiences of my life. I was like, wait, what's... No. Archvile. time, and I just started dashing across the map. It was like, it was stress inducing, and that's part of the joy of this game. There are just sections of this game that will cause you massive amounts of stress, but once you pass that, you'll come out of it and you'll just be like, I feel badass. Let's go. That's the immediate vibe that I get after beating a massive fight. It's great.
Yeah, that is another one of the key elements of the new game, is that it kind of throws a bunch of shit at you, and you have to think about how you want to dispatch enemies and all that. And the Archvile is an enemy that I've already hated since Doom 2, but in this game I feel like he's a little bit more OP, because I think in Doom 2 he can only really, I can't remember if he could respawn dead enemies nearby him, or he could just summon up soldiers and all that, but
I thought he could summon soldiers. My recollection is that he could summon like just like the zombies and like the resurrected Marines and everything.
Yeah, but in this game he's a lot more powerful because he can summon almost any enemy type. Like he can summon cacodemons, pain elementals, mancubuses, hell knights.
He throws everything at you. It's like once one of those pop up, you will start to see these glowing red outlines of these enemies that you fought before, but in massive numbers. Like he can spawn a pain elemental and 2 mancubus, and once those are out, he can summon another round right after that.
Yeah, he's basically the summoner demon, but he still retains his elements from Doom 2 as well, because he deals with fire and all that. And he can actually burn you for a lot of damage, and he can actually also put up a fire barrier to protect himself while he's summoning. But as soon as you see those orange outlines when you're in an arena, yeah, you need to, you basically go into a frantic panic. It's like, where's Earthfile? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Because he needs to be your priority. That's another part of this game that I will comment on, and that is it teaches you prioritization.
Yes.
Of which enemies are the nastiest, right?
Yes, it definitely does teach you prioritization, because there are enemies that can deal out a lot of damage, like the Arachnotrons and the Mancubuses, but definitely because you won't really come against many Marauders or Doom Hunters in the game, but like
or
the Archvile is,
for that matter.
Yeah, but like he's not really a boss type enemy, but he's definitely one of the types of enemies that when you see him trying to spawn enemies, like he needs to be the one you take out first, and then everything else can kind of just come afterwards, because the Archvile is definitely the most pain in the ass to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But
can't disagree with that.
No, I can't disagree with that at all. But so far, kind of going away from the guns and demons and all that. One thing Doom is not really known for is for its story. The original Doom games didn't, or it had a story, not like it was just pure killing demons and sand. There was story to them, but like it wasn't the main focus of it. It was kind of like the sideline. That kind of changed when Doom 3 came around, but hot take, I don't like Doom 3. Actually, I don't know if that's really a hot take. That's really kind of, it's half and half. I don't really like Doom 3.
I've heard a lot of mixed things. Right?
Like, it was definitely a departure from the regular Doom games, but if you're interested, I'd say check it out, but don't expect to be like thrilled or enthralled as you would be with these other games. But Doom 2016 kind of changed. It was a reboot, but at the same time, it was kind of honoring its franchise's roots, because it did have references and all that to the older games, and it actually had a bit of a story to it, because you're instead of you being just some Marine from Mars who got stuck in, in an alien invasion, you are actually a being from hell who is known and feared, and the UAC awakens you because they want to use you because they've summoned portals from hell, and then demons came in, and then you basically go out and you just start killing and all that. But then you also have to take out energy cells and help Dr. Samuel. Like, it basically kind of made Doom's core aspects and kind of gave it not a complicated story, but one that was kind of simple enough that you could follow while also focusing on the gameplay. Doom Eternal, on the other hand, takes that same formula, but also
cranks it to 11.
Cranks it to 11. It gives you more story, but still keeping the gameplay at its core aspect. Because the story is more apparent in here, like it's more abundant and more shown off in Eternal from the last game.
I would say highlighted.
Highlighted would also be a good way to say it. But it's definitely, it's more focused, it has a more focused story than the last game. But also giving you more origins of kind of the world of Doom, basically, because that's one of the things that id wanted to do. They want to make a Doom universe now with these games. I mean, I'm all for it because I love Doom, and I eat that shit up.
Yeah, I won't say no. Honestly, you give me a Doom universe and multiple games where I can enjoy just blasting stuff like this game has done, I will keep buying id games. There's not a doubt in my mind that if they keep releasing Doom games like this, I will never stop buying these.
I'm in that same boat.
They're amazing.
I know, they're so amazing. And
but to add on to your story point, they gave you a kind of like hint of, who is the Doom guy? What is the reason for these demonic invasions? Like the one in 2016, Doom, that was self-contained. And then in this game, they added more to, like, there are demonic invasions happening across the universe. And why is it happening? That's what they're trying to show, or at least tell you the story of how it all came to this, where the entire universe is counting on one dude to just demolish an entire demonic horde. Did I get through that all right? That
yes.
Sounded like proper English? Good.
Yes. And that one dude will definitely be glad to go through demonic hordes in the universe.
Yes.
Because he goes through, he's willing to get shot out of a BFG and a cannon just to stop a demonic invasion.
Yep. He's willing to lay down his life to put down the demons.
Exactly.
Can you say the same?
Can you say the same? Enlist in your local military now. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
Just imagine that kind of scenario. It's like, why are you enlisting in the military? I want to kill demons. It's like, what?
What?
Just the Sarge looks at it, it's like, what the fuck have you brought me? This man says he wants to kill demons. There's no such thing.
I'm sorry, sir. We found him out back. He looked kind of frantic, and like he really wanted to join, so we let him in. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Jenkins, what are you doing?
Oh, God. Oh.
I mean, just give it about 100 years or so. Maybe then we'll be dealing with invasions from hell from portals that Mars has opened up.
That's true. See, that's another thing about Doom. It's an actual... I'm not going to finish that sentence because that just makes me sound like a crackhead.
We're gonna say it's
realistic
based in
scenario. It's a realistic scenario. You never know if a demon is gonna fucking just fire out of Mars. Who knows?
You know what? With the way the world is right now, it's definitely a believable scenario for sure. Someone's probably trying to open up a portal to hell.
Someone is. I don't know who it is, but whoever you are,
could you kindly stop?
Get me in on that shit.
No, I'd be like, hey, stop that right now.
Hey, quit it.
just go like, just like, there's a whole friggin' franchise of games telling us what is a bad reason. Stop it.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. Friend, go home and rethink your life.
Rethink your life. Get into animal science or something. Go home
and rethink your life.
Oh, no, stop. Oh, God.
Yep, that's a reference that I never wanted to have come out of my mouth, but here we are.
Okay, podcast canceled. You made a reference to Attack of the Clones. I'm done with this shit.
Oh my god. That's it. We're done. That's the end.
This whole thing's gonna be deleted. I'm gonna nuke my channel.
Oh my god. Because of one Attack of the Clones reference.
Oh god, I fucking hate that movie. But that's not the podcast we're talking about here. We're talking about Doom, not Star Wars.
Is there anything else that you would like to discuss that's not spoiler?
I could talk about... I could bring in the multiplayer aspect now.
Yeah? Alright. Hit me with it. I would love to hear about it.
Alright, so if anybody is familiar with Doom, of course there is a multiplayer aspect to it. You could argue that the original Doom games were kind of the granddaddy of multiplayer first-person shooters, because it's the one that invented the terms frag and all that sort of stuff, and the amount of people that would just play the original Doom multiplayer, make lobbies, custom games, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Doom 3 had multiplayer as well, but we're not really going to talk about that one. That's not really needed to be mentioned.
Yeah, that's true.
Doom 2016 had multiplayer, but it wasn't really the focus of the game, basically. It's kind of...
It was fun. I will say, the 2016 multiplayer, I enjoyed it. I played a bunch of it, actually.
It was fun, but I think it wasn't developed by it themselves. I think they outsourced that, but it didn't really feel like, that Doom aspect of it. It kind of, I don't want to say it was like a clone. Like, it was basically like it's basically like if they tried to do a modern multiplayer take with the Doom franchise, basically.
That's exactly how it felt, actually. Now that you bring it up, you're right. You're right.
It was fun. It had its own aspects and it was pretty cool, but it wasn't, something like how most kids would play Fortnite or Call of Duty multiplayer like all the time. Like, it's not something that would catch someone like that.
No.
And even id themselves have kind of came out and basically said that it wasn't really what they wanted. It wasn't what the fans really wanted, but it was just something they wanted to add on because they felt it needed a multiplayer aspect. But with that,
I feel like it met the criteria of a multiplayer, but it certainly did not feel like a proper Doom multiplayer.
Exactly. Right? It was basically serviceable for what they were trying to do. But now with new game comes more multiplayer, but instead of the same one that we got, they actually kind of basically threw that out, and it came in with their own multiplayer aspect called Battle Mode.
And Battle Mode?
Battle Mode is basically... Well, I'm going to talk about it first and then kind of put my thoughts on it. Battle Mode is basically a new multiplayer aspect that they've developed in-house. It's basically 2 demons versus 1 Doomslayer, and they go head-to-head in sort of an arena type of environment, and it's basically either you, as a Doomslayer, you kill the demons, or the demons, basically try and kill you. Now, you don't get... Like, it's not fully... The Doomslayer isn't fully overpowered and has everything at his disposal. No. And same with the demons. Like, everyone kind of starts off at a base level for the first round. Like, it's 3 rounds. There's different aspects of it. Basically, if the Doomslayer wins the round, he gets better upgrades. But even if you still lose, you kind of get upgrades that help you, that basically try and help you get a bit of a cutting edge and help you try and win the round that you lost.
Okay.
So basically, like, there's winning power-ups and there's losing powers, basically. So it kind of helps even things out. It's definitely balanced. Like,
Okay.
I've played a couple games. I've played as both the Slayer and the Demons. For the Demon side, you have the Revenant. You could be the Pain Elemental. Wow, I couldn't English for a second. You can be the Mancubus. You can even be the Marauder and the Archvile. I think I've tried out for demons. I've tried out the not the Archvile, the Marauder. Actually, I think that's it. I think I've only tried out the Marauder for demon wise, and of course I've played the Doomslayer. So I wouldn't call this a definitive review on the multiplayer. It's just kind of my general thoughts on it right now. I will be playing more of it. And who knows? Maybe we'll even do an update on this episode. Well, because this is a non-spoiler episode, maybe we'll do another one that's full of spoilers once we've completed everything. You guys just have to let us know. But from what I've played, it is fun. It is, and it's balanced. Like, there are some games where, like, you do get some people that know what they're doing, and it will feel like a little bit more unfair, but it's one of those multiplayers that you can pick up, kind of have fun with it, but there is more to it than you realize on the surface.
Yeah, so what I'm getting from this is that it's a hard game to fully master, but it's fun just to hop in for a few rounds if you are just casually playing, right?
Exactly. Because it still kind of has that core Doom aspect of, if you're the Slayer, basically, you gotta go around killing the demons, make sure you're constantly moving, not to stop for too long. Whereas the demons, basically, they summon, I think some of them can spawn in other demons, and they have different abilities and all that. But it is kind of like demons kill Slayer in that Doom aspect, but it definitely has a learning curve, and it has different aspects that you won't really get at first. Like, I haven't, again, I've only played a couple games, but even when I'm the Doomslayer, I don't feel like I'm, the overpowered boss I am in my single player campaign, because it's a little bit more toned down.
Okay.
But you get to play in like nice. It's not really giant maps, but you get to play in like nice sized maps where you can actually maneuver around, and everyone has a chance to kind of have a place to hide or spawn in enemies. Now with the demons, I've only played as the Marauder, but he has abilities like he can summon the fire wolf that he uses, and he can also he can also throw his axe at you. One ability that the demons also have is that they can actually block the Slayer from grabbing loot.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I think that lasts for like 40 seconds almost, but yeah, like basically it's one way for them to kind of stop the Slayer from getting too powerful. So like if you're a demon, you're fighting a Slayer, you see he's about to chainsaw someone, you can quickly just turn on the stop power-ups, and then basically he chainsawed an imp or a soldier for nothing. And it's one way to kind of give the demons an edge that way, so it doesn't feel like the Slayer's overpowering them every single time.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the Doomslayer. How can you make a multiplayer that feels fun for not only the demons but also for the Slayer?
For the Slayer as well, exactly.
Like making it difficult but also fun.
Overall, the battle mode is definitely like something that I have not really experienced. Like it's a type of multiplayer that I don't think I've ever experienced something like it.
All right.
And I'm kind of glad that it and the Doom franchise is the one that kind of created this kind of multiplayer, because it definitely feels like if we weren't gonna get that old school kind of arena free for all team deathmatch kind of aspect that the original Dooms are known for, this is definitely a great multiplayer instead, and it is fun, but you will expect, or you are
You
kind of
should
expected
expect.
to learn. Yeah, you should expect to learn the finer aspects of it because there is more to it than just Slayer v Demons. Go.
Yeah, because the demons have to summon in other demons. You have to make sure that the Slayer doesn't get ahead of you in terms of, ammo, shields, health, and everything. That's for somebody that hasn't played a round of it, it already sounds like something that would be fun to like master.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the more fun multiplayers that I've played in a bit. It is
And
definitely one that I'm gonna come back to it, and I'm gonna like try and like I'm gonna keep playing it till to see if I can get that kind of like learning curve that it's presenting to me, and I hope that it'll still be successful like a few months from now because we're still kind of fresh into the game's launch. Like it hasn't even been a week since the game's been out,
yeah, and it's
and
already
already
doing well.
the game itself is doing very well. Like it's as we said in the beginning that it was breaking records and just huge success in this crazy
Huge
time that we
success.
live in.
Huge.
But overall, we're kind of done talking about the multiplayer aspect of it now. But
Overall,
if you want to know about the package, like the Doom Eternal package overall, non-spoilerly review on Doom Eternal, it's definitely a must buy.
it is the must buy of this year for sure. And even for everybody that is currently just sitting at home, hell, if you've played Call of Duty, if you have been working for a while and you're just looking for a game to pick up that is tons of fun, if you're a collector, like if you like playing games that you have to go hunting for collectibles, holy jumping, this game is for you.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I definitely. I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to get into the collectibles part because there is a lot of stuff. Like even in the 2016 version, there was
Nowhere
toys and
near.
yeah,
There's
exactly.
nowhere near the amount of stuff that's in this, but it's fun.
It
Like
is fun.
you'll
Like
have
it's.
you'll have a blast if you like collectibles. That you'll have a blast with this.
I mean, I don't really like to go back and do collectibles in a game, but Doom is definitely one of those games where collectibles are definitely fun. And like you can find toys, you can find your runes, power ups.
There's actually albums as well that
Exactly,
you can
there's
pick up.
music albums that you can pick up because in
Classic
the game,
references to old id games.
exactly, like because in the game you are float your home base is basically a floating fortress in space, and you can upgrade it and get collectibles to kind of pimp out your base, and that's
Hmm.
kind of one of the aspects of it. You can collect music from old games, from old id games, anyways. Like there's music tracks from Doom, Doom 2, Commander Keen, Quake, Doom
Yep.
64, Wolfenstein,
Just all the goodies, all the classics,
all the
ready
goodies
and
and
waiting for you.
classics. Exactly. But overall, I do think Doom Eternal is worth whatever you pay for it. You can be like me, you can buy the collector's edition, or you could be like Ro, you can just buy the regular edition. No matter how much you spend on it, it is worth the price of admission alone. And if you are looking for a first person shooter that isn't Call of Duty, or you're just looking
Yeah.
for a game that is fun and frantic but also challenges you to think strategically and not just mindlessly shoot pew pew.
I mean, or if you do want to mindlessly shoot pew pew, it's also a good
Doom
one.
Doom Eternal is definitely the game you're looking for.
It has
And
all of it. It is
it
the full
really
package.
it is indeed the full package. Like I don't know if I'll be able to go back and play Doom 2016 after playing this game because I'm just gonna be wanting to do all the things. It's like oh I can't.
Oh, I can't do a dash. Gosh darn it.
Oh, I don't have my flame belch or my ice bombs. Oh.
I cry.
I cry.
I cry. Oh, you're so beautiful. Don't cry. You're so beautiful. Don't cry.
That's funny. But I hope that if you were on the fence about picking up Doom Eternal, this podcast kind of helped you.
Yeah, this has been a special Doom focused podcast because we were both so fucking pumped to play this. And it met every single one of my expectations and blew a few of my expectations out of the water.
Exactly.
And that's saying something.
That is definitely saying something. Like I said before, we might come back with a spoiler-heavy one, just kind of talking about all the aspects, but...
And maybe in that one, I might talk a little bit about Animal Crossing. Or we could even bring in a resident expert to talk about that.
Ooh, a resident expert. I like that idea.
Somebody who has actually been playing Animal Crossing since launch. Wow. Whoa.
Now we're talking about the original launch all the way back then, or New Horizons launch?
New Horizons. Animal Crossing's New Horizons.
Damn, I thought we were going to get it like somebody who's been there since the beginning.
Oh gosh. I don't even know. Does anyone know somebody who's been playing Animal Crossing since day one? Like day one of Animal Crossing, first Animal Crossing.
Let us know down in the comment section below.
Have you ever met somebody like that? We want to know. We want to hear it.
We want to hear it. And also, give us your thoughts down there as well. If we've helped you kind of swayed towards buying Doom Eternal, or if you've already played it, let us know what you think. Of course, no spoilers, please.
And also, if we missed something that you feel like we should have showcased, yeah, same deal. Just tell us what you think. Tell us your feelings, your emotions. Please, we are here for you. We want to hear from you.
Exactly. We're here for you, the listener, the viewer. But
you're beautiful. You're beautiful, and we love you.
So beautiful. Like I wish I can meet you and hug you in real life.
Oh
That's
God.
how beautiful you are.
Oh my God. All right. That may be a step too far, but here we go. We're cutting it now. My name has been, and always will be Rowan Clancy.
Oh, and I thought my name was Doom Guy, but it turns out I looked at my birth certificate. It's actually James.
Holy shit. And this has been A Week in Gaming.
A Week in Gaming, or better known as
AWIG. And because of that, your wig got snatched. Get it!